Yuzu fruit curd. So a fruit curd is essentially a custard sauce. The main ingredients including, of course, some type of fruit and eggs. And we actually thicken this sauce with the eggs using the functions of thickening and coagulation. Now, of course, we're going to be making a completely plant-based version today. So we will be replacing the eggs in this recipe. And we are using a unique ingredient coming from Japan, which is yuzu. So yuzu is a citrus fruit that has lemon, lime, tangerine, and grapefruit kind of taste to it. It's very tart and sour, and you'll see it on lots of menu items in the pastry world and also the savory world. At the moment, it's a very on-trend ingredient. And we only need to use it very sparingly because the flavor is so intense. So we're actually going to be combining the yuzu juice today with some lemon juice. You can find yuzu juice in any good Asian grocery store. I actually just purchased this one online. It can be a little bit pricey, but as I mentioned, we're only using a very, very small amount, so this small bottle will last you a long time. So getting into it, this recipe is super easy to make. In my jug here, I have my water, and we are, of course, replacing an egg today. So we're using the Panisegg whole egg replacer. So our water and our Panisegg powder is what is replacing about 2 eggs in this recipe. To that, we're going to add our juice. So we have our lemon juice and, of course, our yuzu juice. And some sugar. Now you might find that sugar quantity in the recipe might seem like a lot, but remember our yuzu juice is very, very tart, very sour, so it's going to balance out those flavors. Now we also have some instant vanilla pudding mix. Now, why would we be using instant vanilla pudding mix? Well, it is a special reason. So the instant pudding mix contains a starch which has already been heat treated. So it's a cooked starch or a modified starch. And this modified starches are used a lot in the pastry world because it allows us to freeze our pastries. So if you are planning on selling pastries, doing some catering, being able to prepare things ahead of time and freeze them is such a great option. And you can manage your time a lot better. So all of those ingredients are in. We're going to reserve our margarine in a little bit. Now all we need to do is blend all of those ingredients together. Now we're just going to add that to our saucepan along with our margarine. And we are going to cook this over a medium heat until it starts to simmer. And we want to ensure that we're stirring it constantly as well. Now, if you want your yuzu curd to have a beautiful yellow hue, I do recommend adding a small amount of turmeric. Now, just be very, very sparing with this. So as soon as it starts simmering, we're going to allow that to simmer on a low heat for 30 seconds. So I've just switched the heat off now, and we can transfer our yuzu curd into a container. I'm just going to put mine in a bowl. I'm going to be using it shortly. Now, don't worry if it looks quite thin. It's actually going to thicken up a lot as it cools down. So just transfer to your container. So we're just going to put some cling wrap to contact, and you'll see that beautiful color as well, just from that tiny amount of turmeric that we added. Now we can transfer this into the fridge for a few hours until it completely cools down and thickens up to the texture we're looking for.